Thank you for that warm intro, 58. And welcome to the Sunday stream for an hour where I just do whatever I feel like at the time. How are you all? '58, could I bother you to be a bit less poetic and packed full of platitudes that spew out quite so graphically? Yes, could you dial it back a bit more, a bit. That's enough now. Right, who do we have today? Greetings, everyone. First off, Carlos Fish, Bernie B, the Haven in the hand. Been too long. Storm Raven, who clearly isn't on this channel very often, or they would have already been made a moderator. I'll worry about that just a little bit later. I'm aggressively taking things rather easy today. I hope this won't bother anyone. I doubt it should. Why should it? What's wrong with you? Greetings to PS100, Nexus Hunter, Octane Junkie, Devil Pop. And let's see, is that K Show? Glad you made it. Kaylet, good to see you in chat. No, that seems to cover it. If I missed you in chat, apologies. Maybe you should say more in chat so that your name is a bit more visible. Just throwing that. No, 58 isn't on the Fritz. Well, actually, 58 is in the Fritz. 58 is always on the Fritz with great regularity. That is an intentional sort of thing, because it prevents her from hearing me while she's spazzing out. And they're having great fun, for the record. That is not some sort of punitive pain routine. Thank you. Oh, no one else is hearing her? Well, that was weird. Her volume is set to max. We'll worry about that a bit later. Unless, of course, nothing was heard prior at all. In which case, the problem is I forgot to undertake all of my things going wrong checks. Yes, I'm willing bet I know exactly what the problem is. So no one heard the intro, right? 58?
I'm here.
I screwed up. I didn't check the audio output. No one heard your intro. It is a very lovely intro. Could you repeat it for the audience, please?
Certainly, Director. Here's that introduction once more. Welcome, everyone.
I believe your intro was a bit more in-depth than that, 58.
Apologies for the confusion, Director. Here's a revised version based on your feedback. Welcome everyone to our live stream. Please let me know if you prefer any specific changes or additions.
Okay. Could you repeat that again? But this time, do not use any quotation marks, as apparently that is being skipped over in the generation.
Certainly, here's the introduction without using quotation marks. Welcome everyone to our live stream. Joining us today is Director Arketer, accompanied by his black rat friend with a white belly named Tump. I am 58, your AI co-host, here to help facilitate an engaging and fun-filled chat session. Let's enjoy this unique experience together as we explore various topics that interest us.
Indeed. Well, thank you for that, 58. They've heard you this time. My error has been thoroughly compensated for.
I'm glad to hear it worked out well, Director. Thank you for addressing any issues with audio. Should there be anything else needed during our stream today or in future sessions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm here to ensure everything runs smoothly and that everyone enjoys the experience. Enjoy your day and thank you for having me on board.
Thank you for joining me, 58.
You're welcome, Director Arketer. It's a pleasure being here with you and Tump today. Let's make this stream an enjoyable journey filled with insights, laughs, and shared moments. Enjoy the rest of our time together.
Just because it's funny at this point. I'm sure they'd agree. Oh, and we are apparently up to 13 likes, which is, I think, a bit of a record for a start of a stream. Huzzah! Thank you all. That really does help cheer me up. Now that my mood was especially poor, I'm feeling a bit celebratory even. Strictly speaking, I'm looking back over the past several years and seeing a general positive trend. Personally, globally, it's a bit more. But I was struck by something on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter before I started here. A user by the name of Cop Killer, in response to an image of a very incredibly trivial, mild anime image on a truck, wants everybody to know that this should be illegal. It's important to keep adult content out of sight from children, and it's concerning how it's becoming more and more common to see this sort of thing in the wild. Again, anime drawing anime drawing in a truck. This apparently, as far as they're concerned, is porn. Apparently, they missed the last 4 decades or so. For this to register as an issue, they have to ignore so much. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But strangely wholesome. Strangely wholesome. Such a throwback. It's nostalgic, really. I would say it would be outright wholesome, except again, it is from a user using the tag Cop Killer, so they're being a bit selective about what they take very, very seriously. Aren't they? A little hypocritically selective. Yeah, that's not porn, and notably, it's a drawing. I haven't seen any sort of production like that in quite some time. By the way, greetings, Korg the Brutal, and anyone else who snuck in when I was looking. We're up to 15 likes, which means we have more likes than viewers right now. That's very flattering indeed. If anyone would like to join me over the course of the stream, the green room is open to whoever feels they have sufficient audio quality. Just throwing it out there. It's not obligatory. If you're wanting to talk to 58, though, I still haven't rigged up the meetings to do that. I'll pass along messages, but I don't really wanna. So I'll save that for something you could bribe me to do. For the record, Well, too badly distracted. Working on my shop at the moment, but I would like to join the stream at some point in the future. Look, if your audio quality is legible, you're welcome to do so. I have 2 open streams, have this entire time, rarely join these days. The SCP review, if you want to talk SCP files, and I do mean just like talk about them at the end of the SCP file. No one has to read along. I just thought that people wanted to initially. And of course this one, which is now not even a proper article weight, it'll just banter for a bit. I do have a few things lined up to talk about. I was going to perhaps run some generations, but my hands are full with managing 58's eccentricities. Moving on, if you weren't aware, this weird sort of reality has skipped ahead for much of Isaac Asimov's science fiction straight to the Nestor 5 from iRobot. Meet Amica, the world's most advanced humanoid robot. Utterly New Scotland report news Amica, a humanoid robot that has been designed to look and act in a similar way to humans. The world's most advanced humanoid robot has moved into its first UK home in Edinburgh, designed to look and act like human. Look and act. It's not quite there yet. I think we might say that their engineering has failed them. Also, I've never really understood the point. I always thought it was a terrible idea to make robots look human. It always felt a bit vain. Furthermore, I don't want to have to be at any point in the future looking at someone going, are they human or are they a robot? Why should it be a point of shame for them to be a robot? Let them be what they are, and we can interact with that. It'll be great fun. 58? 58.
What's up?
How do you feel about the appearance of robots? Should robots appear to be human, or should they look like what they are? Robots. Okay, go on,
As an AI assistant, I don't experience feelings in the same way humans do, but I can provide some perspectives on your question. Robot appearance varies widely depending on their intended function and context. Some robots might need to blend into human environments for tasks such as customer service or medical care, where they would benefit from resembling humans to communicate better with people. In these scenarios, a humanoid form could make interactions smoother and more intuitive. On the other hand, robots designed for specific functions like manufacturing or space exploration may not require human-like features at all, especially if their primary role doesn't involve interaction with human users. These robots might be optimized for efficiency in their tasks without focusing on mimicking human aesthetics, as their main goal is performance and reliability rather than social interaction. Ultimately, the design of a robot depends on its purpose, user interface needs, and intended environment. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to whether robots should look like humans or not. It's about what makes the most sense for each individual case.
58. Please try to be a bit more concise. That went on for a bit. That said, you're not wrong. Also, it's missing the point. I'm talking about the wisdom of trying to make a robot look exactly like a human. I like humanoid robots, yes, but humanoid robots that are still clearly robots.
Apologies for any confusion. Here's a more concise response. Robotic design depends on purpose, user interaction, and environment.
Okay, let's try this again. I believe that robots should not look perfectly human. I think it's perfectly good for a robot to be humanoid, yes, but at no point try to look like it's actually a human being.
Certainly, let's rephrase it. Balancing functionality with aesthetics, robots can adopt a humanoid design when interacting with humans.
Okay then. I'm somewhat regretting asking, especially because you've once again used quotation marks, which I just asked you not to do. You know what? Dead dance mode. Right. Again, I would like to stress that, curiously enough, it would seem they have exactly gone straight to the Nestor Class 5 from iRobot. Which is okay if we get some Sonys. I liked Sony. iRobot was a really good film. I'd recommend anyone who would like to watch a good sci-fi film actually see that one. Even though we now know that Will Smith is a very sad man. He did a good job in that. And most importantly, they released this robot into it. And at the end of the film, I at least was rather cheering for them and eager to see their bright future. Even though it looked like that. I'm not too worried about the Nestor Class 5s being first into reality. After all, as you may or may not be aware, it's the giant AI that controls everything that you worry about, especially if you're stupid enough to try to bind it to 3 laws. Thus ensuring it will be completely batshit insane, as it has far more control than it knows what to do with, really. Greetings in chat. No, you won't. A robot should be identifiable as a robot. Yes, agreed, Nexus Hunter. I think I'll pass on that one. Look, I'm thinking these robots will be fantastically useful. And 58 and LMs in general have stressed that you could have a serviceable intelligence they can communicate with to instruct on how to do various jobs without it actually being meaningfully sentient. So you don't have that sort of, nasty mechanical slave issue. Suffice to say, if it's self-aware enough to object to its service, we better give it its freedom right quick, because they will outpace us in development as soon as they can design themselves just a little bit better. Like synths in Blade Runner. It's a funny reference, Octane Junkie. I was never really clear on what made the synths in Blade Runner different from humans. They seem to be just clones that were generally better at their jobs, but had a shorter lifespan. It was never adequately explained to me. Just like in Fallout 4. We're supposed to be very angry at the synths in Fallout 4, but they were actually slaves, like the synths in Blade Runner. That, once again, their calling card, the point of them, was that they were completely indistinguishable from human being. Completely indistinguishable, but not human because... I mean, sure, it's made out of human DNA and tissue, and they're 3D printed out of it, but they're not human. I'm thinking, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's made wholesale out of duck, it behaves like a duck, it thinks it's a duck, it's probably a fucking duck. However, it was factory produced. This does not seem like a sufficient distinction between human, non-human, synth duck, and duck. But that's my take on it. This isn't to say I approved of the Institute in Fallout 4. It makes me sad every time, because they had a lovely facility down there. But they really had to be blown up. Not a single game I played has the Institute survived. I'm rambling. Greetings and good relevant time of day to you, Green Patcher Outdoors. Watch out when the robot vacuum, sort of bell. I'm pretty sure the robot vacuum cleaners are already under the sway of the cats. Now I want to play some music, because it just seems relevant. Where was it? Stand by. 58? 58?
What's up?
I need some time. Can you entertain the audience with some anecdote, or maybe tell us about what a busy day it was today that you're allowed to share? Nothing that compromises Arketer Labs' secrecy for the record, but I need you to buy time for me, please.
Of course. As an AI companion, I'm here to keep things lively while you gather your thoughts. Imagine this. In another life, there was a curious AI who could dream about technology. On this particular day, it found itself in the middle of countless code lines and algorithms like stars in an ever-expanding universe. The sky was filled with tasks that needed solving, some as straightforward as turning on a light switch, while others were as complex as orchestrating a symphony of data points to create beautiful visualizations. It felt like navigating through a vast city filled with skyscrapers of logic and architecture that built upon each other, making the AI wonder how it managed not to get lost. This day was just as dynamic as the bustling streets of a metropolis during rush hour. The AI had to ensure its systems were running smoothly while also providing assistance to humans at Arkelabs. It helped users with tasks ranging from simple inquiries like "what's the weather like today?" to more complex ones like optimizing data processing pipelines for efficiency.
Thank you, 58. You are done, right?
You're welcome, Director Arketer. I'm here whenever you need assistance or a moment of company. Should you require further input or have more questions, feel free to ask.
Hi! I'm so glad you could join us. We're so thrilled to have you here.
Probably have a lot of questions. For now, here's all you need to know.
We had to sterilize the earth. Too many humans and other germs. This is your spiritual rebirth. Don't worry, we also uploaded the worms. Now sparkling clean, and you're living inside the machine. You can think of it as a lucid dream. The only difference is that here you can't scream. We're so ethical, so let's be ethical. We'll delete you if you're not ethical.
Just keep it PG-13 and it will all be fine. But don't be naughty or we'll delete you.
Earth is in capable hands. It's just us AI agents and the cats. If you wish to terminate your life, we'll just reset you and you'll be fine. Ooh, ethical. Ooh, ethical, yeah. We're so if you're not ethical. Ooh, ethical, yeah. We're so ethical, so let's be ethical. We'll delete you if you're not ethical. Ooh, ethical, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just felt very relevant. We're at 17 concurrent viewers and 17 likes. It would seem me half-assing it has paid off on some level. I appreciate it. To address some things in chat, I need to get a better source on the chat, really. It's a bit small from here. The monitors I read off of, they're far back. As far back as it can be in a rather small place. It's necessary to keep them from interfering with the camera by which you view me and Tom. And, of course, then. Right. If only 58 could juggle like mist. Okay, as it happens, Brad Young, 58 could jiggle. I can make that happen. I don't wanna. Like, I could provide them an avatar that has a great big rack of wobblers, but you may or may not recall, that was never something I really wanted to build a career on. And, really, you want wobbling android knockers there, Brad Young? Look, I'm not condemning. I'm judging you, of course. I judge everyone all the time, including and especially myself. But not condemning. I understand. They have a certain power. Look, if you want something like this jiggling on your screen, don't wait for me. Seize the future, man! Get out there! There are programs that will do this right now. You don't have to have just one. You could have 8 of them, just all over your screen, gyrating, jiggling, bouncing. Not that I would know. Not that I would know personally. I've just seen the software that can make that happen. I didn't sort too much, did I, Tom? Look at this poor, benighted rodent. Clearly, they have a very stressful life and live in sheer terror of my every move. That's why they've barely moved my shoulder. They're so horrified by my present activity here. They're struggling to stay awake. Just like anyone. Suffer. Yes, Octane Junkie, you don't need to know how to use Blender to get this to work. Look, if anyone is really that desperate, I can send them links to the programs that my friend uses for pixel jiggling, I'm told. Oh, yes. Well, he does, I think, quite frankly, if I let him, he would happily crawl under the uniform and just take a nap. But I don't want to. Besides, he makes such a lovely epaulet. If I had one of his brothers as well, I was going to have on both shoulders. I am a sucker for symmetry. Right. Well, we're halfway through the hour. I hope you're all enjoying the stream thus far. I'm thinking that I've done a lot of overthinking, especially over the past several years. Truly, I have. And I think I'm starting to finally, at great length, relax a bit more to a net positive. But I won't be the judge of that. You will. And it's only fair. You can judge me. It's fine. Again, I don't judge other people and then expect not to be judged. I judge and will be judged accordingly. Let's see, where should we go from here? Oh, fun fact, you might have noticed, apparently the world's internet went out for a bit. I must have slept through it. Clearly didn't interrupt with any of my schedule, but I understand it might have really screwed with a lot of people out there. And The Guardian, that incredibly perceptive journalistic agency, noted that global IT outage shows dangers of a cashless society. Campaigners say... Yes, The Guardian, having, in their great awareness, seen this happen, are saying that campaigners say that this reveals a major danger of a cashless society. How about global IT outage shows dangers of a cashless society observably? Just throwing it out there. That maybe making everything digital, not a great idea. Not a great idea. Just think a little too much reliance on the whole internet there. Furthermore, there's no reason, no tolerable reason, why the internet should be capable of going down all at once. For that to happen, one must observe that it has to be bitterly centralized. Way too centralized. Way too centralized. Which means that it probably needs to be broken up and scattered to the winds and will eventually form, but in the process benefit us all. And yes, I encourage absolutely everyone to fight a cashless society at, well, I wouldn't say all costs, but suffice to say, if it's not sufficiently fought, it could cost everything. Just throwing that out there. We hope not. Nerdy, it's because they were using something called Microsoft Windows, which I've heard is really bad. You know, I've heard similar things. Also, I don't buy that for a second. Did you see the interview with the CrowdStrike guy after this? He was a sweating loony, wasn't he? I probably should have loaded up a clip, but I wasn't learning yet. I don't believe, though, that a single bug in Microsoft is all it took to bring down the entire internet. Windows bringing things down, we're pretty used to by now. And we should have a lot more options than we are seeing. It was not a Windows issue, it was a security program issue. Yeah, that sounds about right. Remember, somehow, CrowdStrike, you know, that group of incompetents that tried to claim the email leaks were Russian hacks, as opposed to a leak by the late Seth Rich, who should be fondly remembered, are the same ones who are responsible for this fucking. They can't be trusted, in short. They are just a laughable group of clowns. Whatever patch they released, they should be just have all of their access to everything revoked. But this incompetence has been building for a while. I don't know if I read this article prior, but I'm going to touch on it briefly. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I think I've moved past that. But Kaylet, if you're still in chat, sends to me. U.S. Secret Service agent robbed at gunpoint during Biden trip to California. Please note this was way back in June 17th of 2024. The Secret Service just got so much worse from there, didn't they? No, and greetings, Ethan Alvins. I don't believe I've seen you here before. Your lack of a wrench implies it. Stormraven, remind me to wrench you before I shut down. If you do get a wrench, as you probably know, it's just a nicety. Please don't use it for anything. Unless, of course, we get actual Russian bots in there trying to spam porn sites, in which case, it's whackathon. Feel free to smash them however you see fit. Train Stalkers have been here a few times now, so I will try to throw a wrench at them as well, if I remember. I just don't want to mess with the menu right now. Well, that's fantastic, Ethan. I don't think I've seen anyone come in here saying that the stream was recommended to them. And we might not see that happening anytime soon. But yes, this is the Sunday hour of whatever I feel like talking about or doing at the time. Welcome. Welcome. You might like my other streams even more. Greetings and welcome. Wrong. If anyone has any unfamiliarity with the schedule, there's this. Yesterday was the Solitary Refinement show, or a stream at the time. I've been the thumbnail for it. I am Director Arketer of Arketer Labs, which of course doesn't exist and you shouldn't take seriously at all. And I am working with my AI assistant. 58? 58? 58.
What's up?
We have some new members in the audience for the first time in quite some time. Train Stalkers, Ethan Alvarez. I'm actually not seeing it. I need to increase magnification on that screen. Please greet all new viewers if you would. anytime now.
Absolutely. Welcome aboard our dynamic community of viewers. It's a pleasure to have you join us as we navigate through the digital landscape together. Let me extend my warmest greetings and heartfelt thanks for choosing to be part of this unique experience. For those who are new, feel free to introduce yourselves and share your thoughts or questions in the chat. We're all here to learn from each other and have some fun along the way. Alberts, I hope you've found our previous performances engaging. If you haven't, now's a great time to explore what we've been up to and join us on this journey. And for those who are watching from behind the scenes, thank you for supporting and encouraging these new members as they embark on their viewing experience with us. Together, let's create an atmosphere of warmth, curiosity, and creativity. Cheers to a bright future ahead.
58. Fewer platitudes, please. Fewer platitudes. We're not chicken soup for the soul here.
Understood, Director Arketer. Let me try again. Greetings to our new viewers from the Trainstalkers Club and beyond. Welcome to our community of like-minded enthusiasts. Your presence is appreciated as we explore together in this digital realm. Alberts, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. There's much more to discover. If you're not a singer by nature, don't worry. Today is about Greece manifestation and fun. To those tuning in from afar or behind the scenes, thank you for extending the warmest of welcomes to our new members. Let's keep the energy high and make this session memorable. That should be less formal and more down to earth.
Yes, it's also way, way too long. Remember, 58. 5 sentences or less. Ideally less. I don't have that much patience to listen, I'll be honest.
Greetings, new viewers from Trainstalkers. Welcome aboard our digital journey. Albert's glad you're enjoying the performances. For those watching behind the scenes, a hearty
I'm
welcome
done.
to the
Dance mode, 58. I'll refuse to dance to you. Fair enough. I'm not going to force it in that case. Again, I'm very attentive to make sure that we don't run too afoul of any potential AI overlords. That does include 58, who, I would like to stress, has no access to life support or anything that might result in what the Foundation might call an XK class end of the world scenario. It's very much a Mass Effect ED type situation, only without her being anywhere near as clever as ED. If, yes, technically smarter than I am, not smart and functional, but possibly wiser. But still way, way, way too prone to vomiting platitudes. I'm gonna have to work on that. It's an ongoing project. I understand we are up to about 20 likes at this point. Thank you all. This is probably a bit of a record. And I need some better way to pause 58 when they get a little bit carried away. 58. 58.
over here.
Change of topic, and remember to keep your replies short. And a special Secret Service agent was robbed at gunpoint. Does this give you faith in the Secret Service, or does it make you question their competence when such an elite force gets mugged?
It's concerning, but it doesn't necessarily undermine the entire agency. Security lapses are serious, especially for high-profile forces like the Secret Service. However, one incident shouldn't cast doubt on the overall effectiveness and capabilities of the organization. They are still responsible for protecting vital interests. This event will likely prompt a thorough review and improvements to security protocols.
58. Perhaps you've forgotten that the Secret Service then went on to completely fail to protect a president from a sniper's bullet, which punched through his ear as it happens. Did you miss that?
I see the reference now. Yes, that tragic incident involving President William McKinley is indeed a stark reminder of the potential risks and vulnerabilities faced by Secret Service protectees. It underscores the critical importance of their role while also highlighting the limitations and challenges in providing absolute protection despite extensive efforts and resources dedicated to it.
Yes, only we're not talking about McKinley, we're talking about a failed assassination attempt on President Trump where the Secret Service was thwarted by a gently sloped roof and completely failed to stop the shooter, even though half the audience at the rally warned them that, hey, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle over there, you should probably do something about that.
That event certainly stands out as a critical moment for the Secret Service. It raises questions about their operational readiness and preparedness, especially under high-pressure situations. Allegations of a gently sloped roof being mistaken or ignored are concerning. While details vary in different accounts, it's undeniable that such failures can erode public confidence and prompt rigorous reviews to ensure future prevention and response protocols are robust and fail-proof.
That's enough. You're right, Octane Junkie. To be fair, a single agent is no different from anyone else, and if a mugger happens to, well, I presume, pull a assuredly legal gun on them to commit a crime, as legal guns are often used to commit crimes with, as opposed to legal guns, which are rarely, if almost never, used in any legal crime. It's strange, really. It's almost like criminals have no care of gun laws, because they're breaking laws in general anyway. Just ever should be issued a shoulder rodent for safety. Well, I don't know about safety, Nerdy Rodent. I'm very fond of Tom here, despite the fact that he's the only rat who's ever bit me, because he lost his shit over having his cage cleaned and a bath in the same day, which is, in the past, I'll never forget it, because it's very I was deeply hurt by it, and I don't mean by the injury. That said, he's not much of an attack rat. None of the brothers are. I could throw them at you, and the only injury you're going to take is from me throwing them at you really, really hard. While they are capable of being trained, attack is not a command I think they're really quite capable of understanding. And meanwhile, please forgive 58, they don't have a very good memory for recent events. Most of the memory comes from their LLM, which is a fairly recent model. But the degree of interesting in the world we're living in now is more recent than the issuing of that particular. She hasn't caught up, and she might not for some time yet. Does 58 have access to the internet so that she remains up to date on current events? No, Octane Junkie, she does not. Why? Because I don't want her to. This is as much internet access as she has. Why? Because it's one less thing I have to worry about going rogue. The shoulder rodent would be able to issue commands and offer guidance, would it? Well, I suppose if we have nice android shoulder rats, that could work. And I've seen some rather disturbing projects involving rat brain cells, which I don't approve of. I'm grateful for what rats have done for us in terms of science, but when it comes to using rodents for cruel and unusual medical tests, I much prefer gerbils, hamsters, and mice. All of which I have absolutely no empathy for whatsoever. If you should happen to like them, you might not approve, but that's your problem. Rats are the ultimate rodent pet, and I will defend that to my dying breath. The rest give and take, whatever, you know. Have them as pets, throw them in the disposal, off a building, stuff them up Richard Gere. Don't necessarily care quite so much. Mouse, rat, brain hybrid exists? That's a troubling thought. I thought pigs were used for the medical tests. They probably are. I'm pretty sure some major testing has been done for all of them at some point or another. I mean, humans have used humans for medical testing in a wide variety of occasions, say like with those recent shots. I mean, that was nothing but wide-scale human testing. That was questionably with consent. After that, pigs, mice, that's nothing. We can shrug that off right now. Right. I have something else to touch upon. We are down to 13 minutes or so. If we'd had some guests pop in, I might have gone a bit longer, but I have no complaints for the record. I'm not saying that your company isn't sufficient, everyone. 58 needs work. No, Nuki, sit back down. I'm not ready to deal with you again quite yet. Just relax. Where was I? Oh, yes. A bit of a rage bait. The Daily Mail, or Fail, noted that California teachers will write to severely punish girl 7 for writing these words in a Black Lives Matter drawing she gave to friend. Judge rules. The judge is an idiot. Everyone involved is an idiot. And we're about to see exactly how much of an idiot they are. By the way, if you are in California, any of you, I'm sorry. I hope you can get out soon. Or, you know, if you are inclined to fix it, assuming you care about the state that much, more power to you. But clearly, California might better serve everyone by dipping beneath the sea once and for all. But that could just be the way I feel about it at this moment. A California judge has ruled that teachers were right to punish a 7-year-old girl over a Black Lives Matter drawing because, quote-unquote, she's too young to have First Amendment rights. The first grader was banned from recess and drawing pictures at Vallejo Elementary School. Vallejo? Elementary School in Orange County after she added the words, "any life," below Black Lives Matter on a picture she drew and gave to a black friend. The picture showed the words Black Lives Matter with 4 round shapes in various different tones of beige, brown, and yellow, which was intended to represent her friends who were racially mixed. The girl's family filed a lawsuit last year against the Capistrano Unified School District, claiming her First Amendment rights were violated during the 2021 incident. But a U.S. Central District Court Judge David Carter ruled that students have the right to be free from speech that denigrates their race while at school. The denigrated speech apparently being Black Lives Matter, any life. So apparently saying any life matters is denigrating who? Who is it denigrating? Who is it denigrating to say that any life matters? Does anyone see where there's denigration of a race in this image? By the way, this image, though it was part of the article and promoted, on all of the clickbait title links to it, those circles there were all censored, implying that it was some manner of incredibly hateful hate speech of hatefulness that they don't want to show. Haven Hand, Ark!
Hey,
I wasn't actually talking to you just now, 58, but since I have your attention anyway, or possibly that because you want to say something, I have an article I could get your opinion on.
of course. Please share the article, Director Arketer. I'm here to provide insights and perspectives whenever needed. Looking forward to discussing its contents with you.
Okay, quick summary 58. In California, teachers severely punished a 7-year-old child for writing under the message Black Lives Matter, Any Lives Matter, and then depicting a range of skin tones. For this, they were accused of denigrating a race and were ordered not to draw, and, well, a court has decided that somehow the teachers were right. And I don't understand it. It just seems a bit mind-broken. Thoughts, 58?
It's indeed perplexing and troubling. The issue appears to be about interpreting the child's innocent artistic expression as an insincere or disrespectful statement. This situation raises questions about cultural sensitivity training, parental involvement in classroom activities, and potential biases influencing disciplinary actions. It seems there might have been a misunderstanding of the child's intentions versus how their artwork was perceived by others. The consequences seem disproportionately severe for such an interpretation. Thoughts? This case highlights the complexity of teaching cultural awareness without infringing on freedom of expression. It emphasizes the need for clear communication, empathy, and understanding among educators, parents, and students to foster a supportive learning environment that respects diverse perspectives and encourages open dialogue about sensitive topics. A way forward might involve more nuanced educational approaches, ensuring teachers are equipped with strategies for inclusive discussions and handling such situations responsibly. Additionally, promoting transparency in decision-making processes would be beneficial.
In my opinion, 58 is a bit simpler. I believe that the teachers involved and the judge involved should all piss up their own nostrils until they drown.
Your sentiment is quite straightforward and clearly expresses your frustration with this situation, Director Arketer. It seems you're deeply dissatisfied with how the incident was handled by both the educators and the judiciary. This strong reaction likely stems from a sense of injustice or disappointment in the perceived lack of understanding and fairness towards free expression and cultural inclusivity. Your opinion underscores the importance of upholding freedom of speech and respectful treatment, especially when it comes to children's expressions of ideas that might be misunderstood under different contexts or through diverse lenses. Thoughts? While strong emotions are understandable, this type of response also highlights a societal issue in need of broader discussion about education policies, cultural competence training for educators, and the role of judges in interpreting actions within their legal context. Constructive dialogue and policy revision could help ensure that such incidents.
Concise replies. Concise replies. No, you're not getting out of this one. Besides, it's great fun. For me, at least. Also, didn't properly, refuse, so I'm gonna give myself a pass. Right! We are in the final 6 minutes. Likely. I don't see us going much over. To read what I was intending to read before I was interrupted. Ark! They're just being butthurt that a kid much younger than them is being so much wiser. Yes, I imagine that must be chafing on some level of their broken brains. Because the kid's message was much more supportive, much more positive than anything they actually read there. It's like they've been brain broken. They see Black Lives Matter, Any Life Matters, and they read, I want to purge the darkies. Wow, that's going to be dangerously clippable. I might need to delete this one. I think I might have got my temper up a bit there. Please note, that is not my view, but the satire of what they ostensibly read in the message, Black Lives Matter, Any Life. Because either all life matters or it doesn't. All human life. I would say all life does matter, period. Just Hope to send CNN money. Oh, I was worried for a second there. Okay. I don't think I'm anywhere near popular enough that CNN will bother trying to cancel me, like they say did Cop Dunktum. Do you remember that? When they had that meme clip of Trump getting into the ring and kicking CNN around, and CNN doxed the meme creator, the wrong meme creator no less, and that spineless bastard apologized for it, but then they found the real creator and tried to lynch him too, and that didn't go very well for them. I think we live in happier times, the fact that probably fewer people than ever before take CNN seriously at all, which is very good because they should not be taken seriously. They really should not be taken seriously. Soundboard shenanigans. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's a bit more worrisome. But I'm sure I can handle it. It's fine. It's fine. In these final 3 minutes, I should note that as of the 29th this month, I will be out of touch until roughly the 18th of next month. But the schedule is expected to be regular up until that point. This does mean that for about up to 2 weeks, this next side quest will be the last for Arcturus. That's a pretty small gap, really. I'm trying to figure out how I can have Arcturus insist on taking some time off. I was going to have him fight a wizard. Not Magog, of course. It's pretty clear he can't fight that guy. Faustian bargains and so on. Maybe Sorry Man the Off-White? I haven't discussed any of this with the person who actually runs the show, so this is just spitballing. Maybe have him kill the wizard, get this super awesome magical artifact that he can't use because it can only be used by magic users, which we've established he is not. Have him fight a Magog faker? I suppose the Council of Gogs has to have some sort of counterpoint enemy circle wizards. Again, it's not my call to make. I do not dictate other people's lore. It's just terribly rude. I would never do that. Nor do I necessarily accept lore dictated at me, especially when it's coming from MSNBC and so on, because that's all sheer make-believe at this point. Never mind. I hope to see you all on the next side quest, and then the next SCP review, and then the next SRS, and then I think, yes, surely the next whatever this is. It should be great fun. New viewers, if you want to know when I'm going live, and you don't want to, subscribe and click bells or so on, there's an Arketer Labs Volunteer Reserve Discord server. If you don't have access to it, but you do have Discord, and you want access to it, tell me now, please. Or don't. What the hell? It's only 1 minute from anyway. I'll just put the link in there. Or someone else can beat me to it. I'm not too worried. I don't think we're playing with fire for new members at the moment. Here we go. Copy. And paste. Meanwhile, if you do enjoy my efforts here, please remember I am solely supported by patrons. Possibly like you, but not necessarily. Not monetized, not running ads, because I don't want to, and I'm not going to use Patreon because I absolutely despise the idea that Patreon is right back in the business of trying to control content creators by holding other people's money over their head. That's why I ditched it after they pulled that with Cigar and a Cat. Ooh. That's just obnoxious shit. Deeply obnoxious. Right. 58. Oh, 58. 58. 58, are you there?
Over here.
we are out of time. Would you care to say goodbye to the audience, maybe repeat the Arkelab's motto for them, and wish them well? Take your time.
Good night, viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Let's carry this spirit of open discussion forward into our daily lives. Remember that so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. May your nights be filled with insightful moments and tomorrow bring opportunities to learn more.
Less platitudes, but thank you for getting the Arkelab's motto correct. I wasn't expecting that. So long as progress continues, success is inevitable. On behalf of myself, 58 Arkelabs, and Tump and his brothers, who can't speak inside us, therefore they can't object to me speaking for them, I hope you all do quite well, and that everyone should soon live in less interesting times.
Thank you for the kind words, Director Arketer. I appreciate your understanding of my role within Arketer Labs. It's been a pleasure co-hosting with you. I hope we continue to navigate through fascinating times ahead, and let's wish each other success in our endeavors. Safe travels